Remember, remember, the 5th of November, the treason and gunpowder plot. I can think of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Today I want to do a book talk about the graphic novel V for Vendetta, where they have compiled all the issues of the comic together for you to read at once. And while I do that, of course, I have to talk about the 2005 film V for Vendetta as well. The comic originally started being published in 1982 with Alan Moore as the writer. Alan Moore is such an interesting character because he wrote some of the greatest graphic novels that exist with really interesting philosophical takes on society, and yet he doesn't like when they turn his books into movies. I guess as an artist, he doesn't like people to change what he's worked on. In the graphic novel V for Vendetta, we've got a future society. Because it was originally started in 1982, that future society is set in the 1990s. And in that society, there is a virus that has caused horrible problems and deaths, and society's really been changed by it to where you end up with this fascist government as a response, and people living in fear. V has this famous line that people should not be afraid of their governments, the governments should be afraid of their people. And the story focuses on both V trying to get vengeance against specific people in the government who have done bad things, and the character Evie, who starts out as a teenager who is prostituting herself, trying to survive, and she gets caught up in all of these actions from V, which really are terrorist actions against the government. The film that came out in 2005 takes the story and makes it an exciting action kind of film where Evie is discovering the truth and philosophy that V uses for his movement that he builds throughout the story. The 2005 film takes the concept and sets it in the future as being in the 2020s, which is just astonishing when you consider the pandemic and what we're doing today. So this story is not only relevant every year on November 5th because of the idea of Guy Fawkes Day, but also it's relevant today because of the pandemic and how people are responding to the pandemic, how the government responds to the pandemic, and what that can mean for society in the future. The graphic novel and the film, of course, have some differences. I do recommend that you read the graphic novel if you are interested in this kind of story so that you can experience the original work, and then I would suggest that you watch the film after the graphic novel. This is one case in which I can tell you I don't necessarily argue that the book is better than the movie, because they did such a great job bringing the concepts to life. And of course they've got Hugo Weaving in the film playing the character V. There's a good flow with the fact that the characters are V and Evie. Evie played by Natalie Portman, really astonishing character in the film. It's shocking when her hair gets shaved off, and it's interesting how she realizes that because she's gone through such a philosophical, psychological change, the epiphany she's had as she goes through this journey, that people from her life don't even recognize her anymore. You know, they see her maybe at the grocery store or out and about, and she seems like a completely different person. Not just because she shaved her head, but because of her entire demeanor and psychology. So, I try to watch this movie or read the book annually for Guy Fawkes Day, November 5th, and I recommend that you give it a try as well. Hope you enjoyed the book talk today. Join me next time. Peace.